If we have a number 2, waiting on Instagram and TikTok to actually catch up with y'all. Instagram is on, TikTok is tripping. Oh, TikTok. Okay, TikTok's gonna catch up. Instagram's already going, so everybody from Instagram and TikTok, I'm Host Echo from Google, aka TikTok is closing. See, this is why I probably should have used the other tablet. Alright, so I use my phone for Instagram because it's easier, and my tablet, I'm still trying to learn how to work the damn thing. Alright, so what we have here is set up of 3 individuals. I can't see, so hopefully you guys can, and hopefully the sun will come back out before the sky decides to start falling. Alright, so as I've done before, I will do again, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat. At one, when there are 3 individuals and you are in an attack formation, the guy behind you will always be the guy that is the most dangerous person. So I think because of the way this is set up, I may have to put everybody behind me and do side view. That might work better. But first, we're gonna look and see. So anybody here from TikTok or Instagram, if I don't reply, please don't take it personally. It's just that I got to get this done and get it over with. And we're gonna do the 3-man attack formation thing, and then we're going to do more like weapons and bound fighting. But I will probably do bound fighting with this 3-man attack thing, so that we can get this out the way. I'm gonna hang this right here just so that I can get to it. All right. So your situation is really brief. Here are 3 guys. I hope that I am in frame. Really hoping that I am in frame. I know I'm in frame for YouTube. I don't know if I'm in frame for Instagram or TikTok. But, alright, so the distance between you and your opponents will always be a factor in this fight. Now, generally, the 2 guys right here that you actually can see will more than likely be the ones you have to worry about because you can see them, but they are not the most dangerous person in this fight. This guy is the most dangerous person in the fight. And if anybody says anything, I can't afford any bombs, alright? If I had some money and I had some bombs, this wouldn't be an issue, right? And I actually be able to kick and punch them. But because they're delicate, I will not be kicking and punching them at any kind of capacity with any kind of strength. I mean, you can just touch them and they'll probably adjust. I don't know what the hell's going on with the phone. Okay. Something was going on. I don't know what it was. No, I'm not wearing my glasses. So, like I said, these 2 guys may seem like they're a immediate threat only because you see them. This guy is your real threat because you cannot see him. Right? And you need to understand that they're in a triangle formation, and a lot of people are going to teach you how to do capoeira's Jinga, left, right. It's kind of in a triangle. A lot of other martial artists kind of teach you triangle, triangle. So they're in a triangle formation, and I know that I need to step in a triangle formation. But in real life, shit don't give you time to remember that. Which is why your training and your experience will always be very, 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 very infinitely important. Right? And the reason why I stress that is because if you're blessed, you'll never have to deal with this. Ever. Now, if you're like me and you're not blessed, and you've been jumped at least more than once or twice in life, and once being on your job, then you should probably pay attention to people like me. I've been jumped twice, maybe 3 times in my life, only once on the job. I've won all 3 of those fights. I know you're all laughing and saying, oh, well, you're 5'3", you can't do shit. Okay. That's where I win fights. The second someone looks at me and says, oh, you're 5'3" and you can't do shit, that's when they find out that dynamite comes in small packages. And you make the biggest fucking explosions. Alright? Keep that shit in mind. Keep that energy because this guy behind me, boom. That's my first strike. It doesn't have to be an elbow. It could be an elbow to the gut. It could be an elbow to the face, depending on how tall this guy is. He's a little sucked down now. He was up here. So this is more like to the face. My next move is whichever one of those guys is facing. Alright? Just for the record, this is my left. So he's closer because my leg is right there. Then I gotta step into this guy. Alright? So if I'm walking backwards and their eyes are pointing at the guy behind me. You have to know to look for cues when there's more than one guy. If they're looking at each other and both their eyes look at me but past me, then I know, boom, better be my first move. And even if there's nobody there, I should still be prepared for a third party. Alright? Now I'm only gonna jump on two guys each time I've been jumping. But there's plenty all hold on. Misstep. I did get jumped in music school by 3 guys. They were friends and they were playing, so I didn't really count that. But I did know how to handle that. Hi guys, I remember y'all. I'm not gonna put your names out there, but y'all remember me too. It was Salt and Pepper Crime. 2 black dudes, 1 white dude, and they found out that my karate was not bullshit. Didn't fucking happen. So, boom should be my first move. Boom should be my second, and then I should be ready. If this guy's going to be charged, we're not just gonna stand there like these dead statues are. Alright? The reality is, these 2 dudes are probably gonna be charging at me. This guy's already there. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. I need to be ready. As you saw, little to no movement was done there. Boom, boom. Yeah. It was more like this though. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That will change. When the fight really starts in real life, they're just standing here right now. They can't move, they can't hurt. The statues, they're frozen. So it's not a whole lot they can actually do to make this video more authentic or organically speaking. What you're not going to do is this. Boom, boom. You're not going to do that. Because if they catch your legs, they're going to make a wish. And your life's going to be in deep shit. If they catch your legs and he's behind you, bam! He's going to body slam you while they're holding your legs. And then your street beats up. If you survive, you might be a big puddle of blood right there. Okay. So you have to understand how fighting actually works. Alright? Have to understand how fighting works. If you do not understand how fighting works, and you got 3 guys out there, I believe the correct term is fuck around and find out. You will fuck around and find out. You don't want to do that. You want to be ready. You want to be set. Now, if you're in this situation, you're over here. Sorry, I thought I heard thunder. If I hear it again, I'm ending the lives and packing all the shit up. Okay. So if you're in this situation where you get to see them all coming. Alright, there's 3 of them, you get to see them coming. So, whichever one gets to you first is the one that you are going to strike first. So this guy's closest to you. And let's say, if I throw this kick, there's no count. So let's say I throw a round here and then a side there. It could be boom, boom, get ready, and then I strike over here. Alright? For those who did not see that, there was a round here and a side there, and then got that. But that's because now I'm over here versus being over here. If you're ever going to fight 3 people, 2 things are most important. Keep at least 1 foot on the ground. Do not try this. You are going to the hospital. You are going to the morgue. You are going anywhere but home in 1 piece. So you have to understand, you are dealing with 3 people. You are not dealing with 1 person who thinks they are 3 people. You are dealing with 3 individuals who are going to have nothing but bad intentions for you. So you have to be prepared for that shit. Alright. So now we're going to do some bound fighting because the sky don't look like the sun's coming back out. And I want to hurry this up just in case. Alright. So, this is going to be bad. All out bad. So I'm trying not to see these 2 individuals. I'm backing away until I ain't got nowhere to go. And once you ain't got nowhere to go, okay, that's a location for the tank. You got nowhere to go, so you're going to have to fight. Now, in reverse order, and I'm actually going to have to knock the statues down to 3 points. So, the hands are behind me. This guy's the most dangerous. I got no defense against him other than to grab him. So I'm going to hold him his ball sack or whatever the hell I can reach, because that's my best shot. This guy, boom, I'm gonna kick him. Boom, I'm gonna kick him. This guy I could possibly boom or headbutt him, but my hands are tied. You know, your hands are tied. Here's the stone cold reality of 3 people that's gonna whoop your ass. You're gonna probably get your ass kicked. So when you headbutt that guy behind you, instead of trying to grab him and kick those front 2 people, run, run, run. This is the reality of it. This guy's behind me, boom, headbutt, boom, boom, I'm out. I'm not gonna stand there and wait for them to get up. I'm going to get the fuck out of Dodge. Because if you think you're gonna stand there with your hands tied behind your back, you're legitimately waiting to get unalive. Alright? Now speed it up to your hands being tied at front. Now you have these 3 assailants. Your door's over there. You got 3 guys. Right? So what you want is to get past these 3 guys. So boom, boom. That's fantasy. Alright? That's complete and total fantasy. You will see shit like that in the movies because it looks cool. Alright? And I feel like you gotta find a way to make these dudes fuck themselves up. Alright? So, if I can get right here, and I know the door is there, I want to go with this guy and push him into that guy as I catch that guy. Alright? Now you notice I said let's push this guy into that guy. The reason why I'm pushing this guy into that guy is because my legs are short. And I may not have enough range to take out that 3rd guy without having some interference. You want them to mess up their fighting plan. If you don't have them mess up their fighting plan, they're gonna mess you up. And again, small disclosure, do not attempt any of this stuff if you have not had proper martial art training. Do not attempt it. If you have proper martial art training, but you haven't been taught to fight with your hands tied in front or behind, do not, I repeat, do not attempt. And my alarm's going off. It's 2:30. This guy's looking funny, so I'm going to try and give you a couple more things, and then I'm going to end the live. Alright? So, I'm just going to use this guy right here, because he's like right here. Alright. So, if you're not a really good fighter, and you have to engage with him, you want to kick him in the midsection when he goes down. So he's here. Boom! And then you want to get the hell out of Dodge. That's just for 1 guy. Now, if you got to fight like 2 or 3 guys, you got a problem. Not going to teach you no bullshit. You got a problem. Your hands are in front, so you do have the ability to block. But if you don't know how to actually use your hands in a blocking motion, or if you don't know how to actually defend yourself with your hands tied behind your back, you're going to be in big, big trouble. This does not work like the movies. In the movies, it looks cool. In the movies, it's awesome. In the movies, it will have you sitting in that theater being, yeah, yeah, get him. In real life, the guy with his hands tied is generally going to be on that ground in the fetal position, especially if they have not been trained. And double that if your hands are back here. Alright? So I do this all the time. I just don't have a bob. We're going to use this guy again. Alright? And now the sun's coming back out, so we're going to play with God now and see how far we can go. So, my door's over there. I need to get to that door. He's blocking any way I got to escape. So, I don't want to kick him that way because that's where the door is. So I want to kick him in that direction. My hands are tied behind me, so outside to inside pressing him. Boom. You should go that way, and I'm going this way. Now if the door is that way, sand kick, different leg. Boom. He's going to fall that way, and I'm going to go this way. Now when you have more than 1 person attacking you, you have to play it smart. Especially with your hands tied behind your back, and you don't have a lot of blocking ability, right? That's a thing. Your blocking ability has now been rendered. So, you doing a jumping spin kick, tornado kick, butterfly kick, a reverse tornado kick, it's not the safest thing to do, and you probably shouldn't do it. So, This is a reverse tornado kick. Let's pray that I don't land on my face. And that if I do, let's hope that the neighbor that is watching also jumps off the ground to me and come help me get up. Anyway, so this is a reverse tornado kick. Do not attempt this shit with your hands tied. It is not the safest thing that I'm going to do. Henceforth, do not attempt means don't freaking try it. Now, with your hands tied behind your back, it throws your balance off by 45%. All right? I don't have a lot of upper body. My legs are a little bit bigger than my arms. Things like that can get you messed up. And in a fight, you're not going to get the chance to actually use that in the streets anyway. You're going to have to use basics. Now, you're also not going to do this. This could possibly break my arms if I land wrong. Okay? Your hands are tied. You do not want your feet leaving the ground unless absolutely necessary. Somebody's throwing a foot sweep, you know, jump backwards, not forward, because they're coming at you. So jump backwards while they're sweeping. Boom. You know, for those who do not know what a foot sweep looks like, you have more than one. You have a front foot sweep. When you're coming in this way, let me show you again. Okay? You have a back foot sweep. Prefer that they come in at a front foot sweep so that you can see what they're doing. When they're coming in at a front foot sweep, they're going to turn their back on you. They're coming at a back foot sweep, their back's already turned to you. And granted, if you're fast enough, you can do some unpostureous stuff to them, but if you can see them with that front foot sweep, and they're coming, boom, boom, you can automatically engage versus the back foot sweep, which might put them out of your range. All right? So, understanding a few things. Your range, hello Daryl the Destroyer, Dow. I'm sorry. Really sorry about that, brother. Dale. A little tired. Anyway, knowing your range of motion is important. I'm 5'3.5". You're going to count the half. You're going to hear this a lot from a lot of people. And my counter to that is, I'll just use my legs. There have been many people who are taller than me that have said, your arms are too short to box with me. And I tell them quickly, I'll just use my legs. My legs still work, even though I had a hip replacement. And I can't do a whole bunch of shit I used to do. And Wushu is completely out. So no flying dragons or any of that shit. But you only need basics to win a fight. You don't need the fancy shit. The fancy shit is only utilized in the movies. Every now and again, you will get a guy who will come in there with this tornado kick. Boom! You know. Or coming from the other side. You know, you'll get that every now and again. However, there are ways to avoid getting kicked by those. Sidestep ridge hand. Sidestep push off. He goes for the tornado kick. When he gets right here, you should already be on his ass. So he's coming to do this. Before he gets that full rotation, boom, he's kicked with a simple basic front kick. He's coming, whew, you know, don't let him make the rotation. If you let him make the rotation, you've pretty much thrown him to fight. And if you've thrown him to fight, then you have nobody to blame but yourself on it. So you have to understand, basics win fights. Fancy shit is great. The problem is, fancy shit is finishers. You rarely get a chance to use them. Hello everybody on TikTok. Sorry for not responding. But when you're giving lessons, you kind of gotta stay focused. Plus, it's about the storm, so I have to play it by ear. Anything you miss, you can find on Kung Fu Africa number 2 in like about an hour. Now, we're gonna go back to the 3-man attack. My hands are no longer gonna be bound, but you have to understand where you are in the fight. Your positioning is going to be the most important thing. Right? These guys are in striking distance. As you can see, if I step here, I can punch him. If I step here, I can punch him. I don't have to step too far for a kick. I don't have to step too far for a kick. This guy is the most dangerous because he's behind me. Boom, I can elbow, I can back fist him, I can sidestep and sweep his foot. There's a lot I can do. He's the guy I want first. These two guys are the distraction. This guy's the deadly weapon because I can't see him. I don't know who's there unless I got this eyes with this eyes. You have to learn how to do that, and fighting experience teaches you. And somebody's all eyeball, you like, you know, that should give you your hint that you should probably be ready for a third party, or that there's possibly somebody behind you, and they're hurting you towards that person. And yes, Gatorade is thirsty. Excuse me, for that deep down body thirst. You have to understand your fighting experience will always be your teacher. Regardless of what your sensei or sifu or your shiroshi, whatever style you go by and whatever your sensei calls himself, they can only teach you so much. Alright? They can only teach you so much. If you're training and you've never been in a fight before, you've been blessed. If you're training and you get to fight almost every day, you've still been blessed. I will explain that. I'm sure everybody's like, what? What? How? What? Okay. You may have lost that fight, but you've also learned from that fight so that this shit won't happen again. Now your situational awareness is always going to be up. Now you know that when there's one, there's probably always two. And when there's two, there's probably always three. All right? And learning that from that lesson, as hard as it will be to swallow, you will be prepared, and it will more than likely never happen again. This is another reason why they tell you don't walk down dark alleys, because you just don't know who's down there. An alley might be dark, and it might look clear all the way till you get to the end. There's no cuts, there's just a brick wall. Sometimes your eyes play trick on you. There could be trash cans where people will be crouched down behind them, and if you don't know how to use common sense to turn trash cans into modern weapons, then you're gonna have a problem. Right? And you don't want that. So if you see trash cans, you know, you need to look beyond the trash cans. You always not to make you guys paranoid, but you need to be thinking, if there's a person behind that trash can, how dangerous is that person? He's a mega level dangerous just because you don't know if he's dangerous or not. But you want to make sure that in the back of your mind, he might be nice, he might be a friendly person, he might not be bothering you at all, he might be minding his own business. But in the back of your mind, you need to keep the possibility that this might be a deadly person, and you don't want to get stabbed. You want to make it home tonight. So when you're walking past, or if he speaks, you speak. What's up? Not much. Keep it moving. But keep your proverbial vision on the direction of where you saw him. Keep your ears open, listening to his footsteps, listening to his breathing. Now, I know that sounds impossible because sometimes it's hard to listen to people's breathing. I know. I often try to listen to the footsteps versus the breathing because you can hear the footsteps better, providing that you guys are on concrete. You can't hear my footsteps right now because I'm in grass. All right? But if you're listening to the footsteps and you're on solid ground, not grass, but like concrete, cement, anything like that, you will be able to hear their shoes unless this some bitch is a ninja and has been trained how to walk with a long foot, heel toe, but it's never really to tell which the ball of the foot and the heel. And also, ninjas carry crickets in their pockets. So the main thing you hear at nighttime is crickets. So if you hear more crickets than you should probably be aware there's probably a ninja somewhere. Now, the thing is, certain martial art kicks are going to work. Certain martial art kicks are not going to work. They're not useless. They just have their place and their purpose and their time. All right? Like I said, you want to stick with basics regardless. You got three guys in front of you. Your positioning on where you are is very important. All right? So I know this guy's behind me, and I'm going to use my right elbow versus my left elbow, even though my left elbow is like, all right? You're at the all right? My eye is on this guy because, one, that's a step. All right? One, there's a step. Each one of these guys is one step away from me. I need to be prepared. If I got this guy, I got this guy automatically for what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this guy as a shield to stop this guy from getting to me while I handle this guy. And I know you guys are thinking, what? So let me explain it. Because his face is right here, I'm going to throw an elbow. And there's two ways I can do this while this guy's still coming, while this guy's still coming. Because they're not going to be standing there like you see them now. This guy's coming. Boom. Step behind and sweep. Now, when I elbowed him, I put my knee behind him and I hit him. I hit him the first time. Yeah. So I know you saw this because that was the prime example. But what I was really attempting to do was this. And now he's down. I can push him in that direction and still kick this guy. Alright? Because I'm going to have eyes on this guy. Now, here's where shit gets tricky. See, I've moved him. Let's go. Alright, now you see here's where striking distance is important. Alright, either way, these guys are at least 2.5 to 3 steps away from me, which gives me time. They're running at me. Boom, boom, or boom, and go this guy. Alright, the reason why, check it out. One, that's one whole step. Two, okay? So 2 steps. 1, 2, and I'm at it. Because as he's running at me, I really only have a half step. Right? Same with this guy. 2. Right? They were kind of big steps there, so technically he might be 3. So 1, I'm coming back. 2. Okay, he's 2. So basically, 1, 2. Alright. Now the problem is, again, they're both running at me. I just took out their foot. So they're running at me. Well, what we're not going to do? We're not doing that. Because if they catch my feet, it's over. If he recovers, they're going to hurt me real bad. You don't want to get hurt. You want to survive. So boom, boom, boom. No kicks involved. Or boom, boom, boom. Kicks involved. You're going to use what you are taught to do at the moment that this shit happens. You can plan it in your head all day, all night, every year. And I can almost guarantee you that shit's going out the window. Every time somebody tells you to do what I just told you to do, what I just showed you to do, you don't know how you're going to react until it actually happens. All right? So yeah, that shit was solid, but you're not me. This is why this is important. You are not me. You are you. You do not know how you are going to react in a crisis situation until you are in the crisis situation. So yeah, that shit look cool, but you're not me. Alright? That's the difference maker. I'm not gonna pull a Chuck Norris or a Captain America. This is Captain America. Boom. Boom. Alright? Not gonna pull that shit. I have, but they were training with me. They were actually trying to hurt me. We were choreographing a fight scene. And in real life, it's not gonna work out like that. Because these guys aren't going to be standing here. They're going to be coming at full gallop. So when I take this guy out, I need to take him down as well as out. So at least if I take him down, he's got to be down long enough for me to handle his 2 flips. Alright? Again, these guys are 2 steps away. So boom, 1, 2, boom. He's coming now. He had to change directions because initially he was coming this way. This said when I take this guy, they don't crisscross. You have to take in the possibility of all possibilities. These 2 cats might decide we're not gonna fight him at all because I might have took out the biggest dog in their gang, you know. And for the record, 9 times out of 10, that whole scenario about me getting jumped is not gonna happen to the average person. All right. When I got jumped on my job, it wasn't exactly my fault, but I gotta take responsibility for my part. All right. So I was showing off, doing martial arts shit, doing jumping spin kicks in the parking lot, showing some kid who told his friends. His friends decided that they were going to go fuck up the half-breed. What they didn't understand was, I'm not the fucker to fuck with. Just because I'm tiny doesn't mean you can beat my ass. So one guy was talking shit. Another guy came up behind me and grabbed me and started ragdolling. For those of you that know what ragdolling is, my hands were stuck right here. He had both his arms around me in a reverse bear hug. So like if I would have been a woman, it would have been like a sexual assault. But anyway, he was flinging me. My arms and my legs were both ragdolling. Alright? I remember my training. I did not panic. And I threw my body forward. But I threw my body forward because of his swinging momentum. We went. He was stronger than me. But he wasn't smarter. We landed on his back. I'm on top of him. But He's holding me. I take my elbow, boom, I jab it, his hands come off, I roll backwards. I'm ready to roll now. He can't get up. He can't get to his feet because he can't breathe because I elbowed him right here. The person who can't breathe, they can't hurt you. I let him get to his feet. His girlfriend was a magical creature because he's right here. She's like 3 steps, and I don't know how the hell she did it, but she put her face between his face and my fist. And she had the most powerful blue eyes. And I was like, you need to just slide over there. You're not going to have sex tonight because I'm going to hurt him. But after I'm done with this guy, I'm going to get the guy with the mouth. All right? Now, the guy who told them about me, he's flipping all the fuck out because he didn't know they were going to do that. So he's all apologetic and shit. And here's the good part. My co-worker's down at the end of Kegler's watching the whole thing unfold. And he come help me. Just watching shit unfold because like many people, the first thing he thought when I started doing martial arts was, oh, you a fake ass Bruce Lee motherfucker. After that night, the motherfucker never caught me fake ever the fuck again. Ever. And lots of people have seen me fight and found out that, yeah, you probably don't want to fuck with this guy. So, here's the thing. I've never fought professionally because I've never been given the opportunity, and now that I'm almost 50 years old, that time has gone. But you know, I was rejected by the UFC when I was 19 back in 1993 because I'm only 125 fucking pounds. At that time, I was 120 pounds exact. I couldn't gain weight. I took all the weight gain 3,000. I like to call them ass busters because they were like laxatives to me. The more I took them, the more I ate, the more I shit it. So some people are just not genetically able to gain weight. I didn't gain weight until I got into the army. And I ate food, I just didn't eat army food. And army food thickens your ribs. We'll just leave it like that. It thickens your ribs. And it's not that bad. Yeah. Boot camp food is probably where you get your compliments. But, you know, once you're enlisted, the food gets better. Anyway, after you graduate, so I didn't get the surgery that I wanted. I got destroyed. Anyway, I also went in at 37. Now, here's the thing. Got all the training done. Got all the training. And then I had to get a hip replacement. So my career was destroyed before it began. It's probably like something that I'm not really proud of, but I did go. I didn't want to go home. And if you ever seen a grown man cry, that was me. Because I was trying to stay and they wouldn't let me stay. Anyway, we got that out the way. Now, the internet is forever. So, you've heard me say it. Anyway, no stolen valor, my ID's over there. And my veteran card is also over there. Now, you will get good training in the military. They don't do this, but you will get good training. Right? In Bravo, I was doing Taekwondo in Albert, New Taekwondo, so they really won't teach me shit. In Delta, I was doing BJJ, and I was getting my ass handed to me. Because I don't roll very well with BJJ. But when we had the Q-tips, the Q-drill sticks, nobody could fucking touch me. Because I know how to work the fucking bow staff. You know? Helps to have training before you go. You get more training when you get in. Sometimes it's new orders. Right? But I also was trained by Green Beret before I even joined the military. And all of my uncles, one on my dad's side, and about 3 of them on my mom's side, all military. So, trust me when I tell you, I brought those dogs. Now, again, when you're fighting 2 people, the split leg equal thing you see Van Damme do, only in movies. This guy grabs my leg and this guy grabs my leg and then this guy comes up behind me. You're either going to slam me on my back or you're going to slam me on my face. It's not something that you want to have happen. So you're going to keep that shit legit and you're going to keep that shit real. You got 3 people coming at you. You got this guy back here. He's the most dangerous guy because you can't really see him. You got to look at their eyes as they try to urge you towards this guy. So if you turn and he's already swinging, you're fucked. Now if they're just marching you back towards him and you bump into him, now you know he's there. Strike first. Boom. They're coming. They're not just standing there laughing. They're coming. They might be smiling the whole time you're forcing you back. So if they're forcing you back and they're smiling, you should probably catch on to these cues and think there's something up. Which means I don't want to turn because I might turn into a fist tonight. me out there just like trying to play dumb. But I get to this guy, bam! I know he's there now because I just bumped into him. I'm not going to let him grab me around because I've been there, done that. Even though that worked out in my favor, I never want to have to do it again. So if he's behind me, he's in the real hug, they're gonna double team. He's holding me, they're gonna beat me. Alright? They're always out of that situation. If you see them in the movies all the time, you got that much. I can't deal with this thing because this little tomato grate's not strong enough to hold my body. Right? Plus those things like that are kind of sharp, and I would like not to die on a live broadcast. So if he's got me, and he's in the bear hug position, I'm gonna take the bitch way out. I'm gonna bite his arms. Alright? Bite the shit out of his arms. Sorry. He's gonna let go of me. And then I still gotta wear that these two guys, and he's hollering and screaming because I just put a chunk of skin out of his arm. These two guys are still gonna be coming. He's hollering and screaming, boom, I shut him the fuck up. These two are still coming. So whether I go left or whether I go right, I still gotta deal with all these two guys. It's not gonna matter which one, because whichever one I get closest to, I'm not taking any questions. I'm only delivering really bad intentions with my fist or my feet. Whichever one I can reach first. So let's say I elbow this guy and step this way. Boom! He's right there. This guy's a chase Russians, so I'm stepping in, he's stepping to me. Boom! Your feet are always going to be more powerful than your arms. People don't believe that, and I can't convince you to believe that. That's not my job. You're going to know what your strengths and weaknesses is when you get into a fight. Alright? Don't get into a fight and think that you are a badass. Yeah, I've been in lots of fights. I won 5 of them motherfuckers. That don't mean you'll win number 6. Alright? I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. Never had a professional fight. And the only person that's ever beat my ass was my elder sibling. Which goes back to how I know some women can beat the fuck out of a man. Now, understand something. It ain't the gender of the fighter. It's the fight within the fighter. How much heart you got, how much brains you got, that's going to get you through. Alright? Again, not here to convince you. Just here to let you know, your gender does not mean you are going to automatically lose if you are a female. Your gender does not mean if you are a male, you're going to automatically win. You don't know what that person on the other side of that battlefield is capable of until the first hit is thrown. You got a glass jaw? Well, you're going to find out. You will find out. When that person hits you, boom, and you go down, well, you knew you had a glass jaw. You didn't know at the time, but you fucked around and you found out. Somebody is trying to contact me, and they're going to have to wait. I'm going to hurry up and end the live so I can get to that. Anyway, if you have to fight somebody, you want to be prepared to fight properly. So before I end the live, I am now going to do a tiny weapons demonstration. I'm only going to do nunchucks and kamas, and that's going to pretty much be it. I'm not going to do the chobos. I'm not going to use the weapons on them because 9 times out of 10, I'm a strong believer in you never take a weapon to a fight because you don't know what that person that you are fighting is capable of, and if they know more about that weapon than you do, then you're going to be in deep shit. All right? You don't want to swing your nunchucks at somebody who's been doing nunchucks since they was 3. All right? You don't want to do that. They were 3. They've learned the ins and outs of nunchucks. Same thing with a bow staff, same thing with chobos, same thing with kamas, same thing with fucking tonfas. Anybody who's been doing weapons since they were 2 or 3 years old, they got some cuts and nicks. They know the dangers of those weapons. They're not going to let you fucking use them on them. Alright? They're not. It's the same thing like, alright, if I'm in a fight, people are always taking off their clothes. Okay, that's fine and dandy. It's probably not the best thing that you should do. But in the event, let's say I got 2 guys and I don't have any weapons. But I got this knot in this t-shirt. Alright? I even the playing field. But here's the problem. In real life, they're not going to give you the chance to get this bitch off. Alright? Now, you already have it on. You're good. But if you don't already have it off and you think that what I just did is going to happen, oh, hell no. They're going to be on you like stank on shit. So if you got it off, like let's say you go to the fight, you take your shirt off before you get there, got this knot in this bitch. Sorry, sorry. But this thing is gonna hurt. So you are the ultimate weapon. Always remember that. And everything that you touch should be your weapon if you were taught properly by the proper facsimile of a teacher. If a teacher has not taught you that everything you touch should be an extension of your skills, and every weapon in your hand, you should be able to at least figure out how it works. Either your teacher doesn't know how to use that weapon, the teacher has never seen that weapon, or the style that he learns does not have that weapon in his library. Which is why I say, be multifaceted in learning weapons, but never take a weapon to a fight. Never take a weapon to a fight outside of the ultimate weapon, which is your brain. Alright? If you take this weapon to a fight, you're good. Because if he brings a weapon and you take it from him or her, that's their fault when you use it on them. Alright? And this is why I say you don't bring weapons to a fight. Because anytime you bring a weapon to a fight, that weapon could either be taken from you and used on you, and much more bad things can happen, or you can get totally screwed. I cannot invite because I'm going to end the live in a few seconds for those on TikTok. And for those on Instagram, I ain't never been able to invite nobody on Instagram. So sorry about that. So now we're going to do weapons. I'm going to do some nunchucks, and then I'm going to do the commas. Alright? So after that, we're going to call it. Alright. We're going to go with red nunchucks. You don't necessarily need to ever be a dual nunchucker, but if you are, congratulations, I am not. Now, understand how these damn things work. See how that happened? Came right back at me. People who do nunchucks fail to tell you that these bitches, they come back when they hit something solid, which is why you have to have control of this bitch. Boom, boom. So you kind of want to swing out and roll with it, because when it hits somebody in the face, you need to get enough extension so that it goes away from you. You know, hit him in the body, it's still going to come back. So boom, you want to get where you can get away from getting hit by your own weapon. This is another reason why you got to be careful at what you choose to bring to a fight. Now, yeah, you can do this, all this shit at home. Alright? This whirling shit. Whew. That's called a recovery. Happens a lot. See? That's why you don't whirl things when a fight's about to happen. This shit here, right guy knows what he's doing. When that shit gets around here from this thing here, and he kicks it right here, like, boom! This is going inside your gut, and you're gonna get bent over. When you get bent over, boom! He's bringing a knee to your face. Now, whether he hits you here or in the forehead, it's not gonna matter to you because you might be seeing stars. So don't bring a weapon to a fight. But if you do bring these, understand the range of this shit. See that? You see my arm? This is long range, this is mid range, and this is short range. Guys running at you, short range is all you got, boom! Make sure you step away with the swing. When you hit him, you step far back away from the swing so that this bitch goes all the way through without hurting you. Same thing on the other side. Boom! You know, if he's at long range, boom! You still want to swing your arms and your waist far enough so that this bitch don't recoil when it hits him. So, bam! You know, you want to take that bitch around. And if people aren't teaching you that shit, you're going to fucking hit somebody with a pair of nunchucks. That shit's going to go and come right back at you. Sometimes like this. And, you're going to knock yourself out. So, you don't want to do that. Now, if you're training at home, these are very fun to train. Yeah. Very fun. I thought I was going to talk to that. I've actually worked out a choreographed fight scene. So, like, if someone says, drop your nunchucks, and I'll be like, okay, boom, bam. You know, So I just need to put that in the movie. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. But if anybody gets caught doing my indie elbow catch, I'm coming after you with my lawyer. Okay. Something exploded on set. Okay, so since I dropped the nunchucks, we're going to pick up wooden commas. Now, I tell you about these commas all the time. Your don'ts are that. Because if these blades were real, I would have just lost every finger on this hand. Which is why when you fight with commas, it's always block, slash, pull out, slash, not block, slash, pull out, whip it around, and then slash. First time I did that without dropping it in a long time. Same thing on the other side. Boom, boom, boom. That is correct. Boom, boom, pull it back. That is not correct. That is going to get you to lose an arm. Probably at your own undoing. Alright? Now remember with commas, you have to get in on your opponent. You literally have to get in. If they have a sword, you're going to have some work to do. If they have commas, you're both going to have work to do. Because you both have to get in. These weapons are for gouging. Not just cutting, but you have to gouge to make these damn things work. So if you're blocking, boom, you got to dig that damn thing in there. And then rip all the way across. Now remember, in Japan, a lot of samurais had armor. The only weak spots were the sides. So, you know, you click in here, 9 out of 10, they had enough of that. Plus, I think they had chain metal under there. I'm not going to swear to it. I'm not a chain metal or armor aficionado. But just know that they had thick armor in the gut. So your sword had to be pretty sharp to lace through that shit. And up here, you know, they had pretty thick armor. So you have to understand, if you're fucking with somebody with a samurai sword, they also had range. So whether it be a katana or the long samurai sword or the tiny tanto, you had to get in for the tanto. You have to get in with these. You literally have to be able to get in. Alright? So he's swinging a sword. Bing! Boom! This bitch better make the connection and it better cut good. Because if I'm still holding this sword, he can let his other hand go. He can use his other hand. He can use the sheath to hit me and get me away from him. There's a lot of things you can do. I'm blocking this sword. I'm trying to gut him. You can just, boom, front kick me right the hell off of him. Now I hit the ground. I got one thing left, and I got to make sure this thing's in my hand, so I still got to swing up. You know, you have to understand how these things work. If you do not have proficient training in weapons, then you're going to do that. Well, the damn thing disappeared before I can let you up. I'm going to end the live soon, but I will attempt that if it shows back up. These are called commas. They are wooden. No one's getting hurt. My real ones are in the shed there. And again, you don't do that because you could cut yourself if they were real. Let me try that. That's probably not gonna work. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't even invite Jesus on this damn thing. Anyway, it's also being recorded on YouTube. Now with commas, you also have to understand your striking formations. This is the same thing like with the chobos. But these are blades. Blades cut, blades unalive people. So if you're gonna take this in the battle, unless you plan on unaliving someone, don't take commas, don't take daggers, don't take tantos, don't take anything into a battle that can really unalive somebody, because you're going to jail. And then you're going further, unless you are unalived by a person with your weapon. See, that's the other thing. If you bring a weapon to a fight and someone takes it from you, is it really their fault or is it yours? If you show up and you are the weapon, then you don't have to worry about anybody unaliving you shit. Unless they have a firearm. If they have a firearm, just tap out. Don't even try to fight their ass. There are people on these apps that will teach you how to disarm a firearm. What they don't teach you is the correct way to disarm a firearm is just to run the hell away. Alright? I will tell you straight, if you got the training, make sure it's right. So here's what we're going to do. If the guy's got a firearm at you, you want to be on this side of his body. You don't want to be in the center because there's two things you're missing. There's this my firearm. This is the knife that you don't see because you need over here, or because you got in the front and it made it easier for me to stab. But if you disarm my gun, so you got my arm, I still have the knife, but I have to work to get that knife to stab you, which means you can dance around with me and I can't stab you as long as you keep moving. A lot of videos, you see people disarming guns and things in the movie. The training is real, but the proximity of that shit is, are they teaching you to get to the outside of your opponent, or are they teaching you to get to the inside? Now with Kung Fu, most of the Kung Fu styles that I have been taught and that I tell people, and if I teach you, you're gonna get to the outside of the body, all right? The reason for that is to make your opponent work harder, but it's also easier for me to break your elbow if I'm over this side versus in this side. See, if we're swinging and I block your hand because you threw a left jab or a right jab, if I block it this way, or if I block it this way, I'm still open to your other hand. If you throw a left jab and I block it with both hands this way, break your arm at the elbow, slide up your arm, punch in the throat, break your arm at the elbow, or slide under, come at a rib, come at a kidney. I'm a lot better off on the outside of you than I am on the inside of you. So if you throw a left jab and I block it, you got a right jab coming too. I don't want to be anywhere near that. So I'm getting to the outside of you. So that way, if you're over here, you got to turn to get to me. And they don't teach you that. Your teacher needs to be reevaluated. I just need 5 minutes now. I just need 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, I need 10. 10. That's okay with you, I need 10. That's me trying to bargain with the storm so the storm doesn't drop. So by the power of my imagination, we're going to use these commas as tonfas. If you don't know what a tonfa is, the best I can tell you is a police baton, the old school one, not the asp, because the asp extends. I don't like those damn things, but they're also made of steel, and they hurt people really, really bad. So with the tonfas, I will teach you my way, and then you can go learn somebody else's way, and then you can come back and let me know how you feel when you're wrong. So with tonfas, I prefer outside to inside, which goes that way. That way. This is inside to outside. When you're coming from the inside, there's a good chance if you don't clear your body, you're going to hit your body. If you hit yourself, that guy that's on the other end of this fight just beat your ass. So for me, block, strike works a hell of a lot better than block and strike. Because if I do the wrong block and I come up this way, I'm going to check my chin with the butt of the tonfa and I'm going to fucking sleep. Now, a lot of people don't do a lot of videos on tonfas, and my ass doesn't have any tonfas, but since I can afford to buy some, I will get some tonfas. So for right now, these commas are simulating the tonfas. Hopefully y'all understand what the hell simulate means. But if we're fighting and I got tonfas and they're on my arm, a tonfa is thick, it will cover your entire forearm. Not like this comma, which is just a stick, but a tonfa, it covers the whole arm. It gives a little bit on the bottom and a little bit on the top. So you have some leeway. Thank you. The sun's back on. So I'm fighting you. I block this way. I'm going to come up this way. I'm not going to come this way unless I don't have an option. So boom, boom is going to work a lot better than boom and boom. Now, if I don't get clear, I'm going to hit myself, and that's going to suck. It also might knock me out. So we don't want to do that. So if I'm blocking boom, and then I can come here. See, I can get that extension all the way out versus I got to fight myself to get the extension out. Now, I can be wrong. There will be some people who are the masters of inside to outside. So they'll be like, boom, boom. I not only say they're masters, I also say that they are some lucky bastards. I'm not that lucky, and I'm not going to work against myself. All right? So if I'm fighting and I can come this way, that's what I'm going to do. If I'm fighting, and unless I have to come that way, then if I have to. Only if I have to. But 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't have to. Boom, boom. You know, when you hit somebody with a tonfa, bam, they're probably going to go to sleep. All right? Because nobody can get hit square in the face with a 2.5-inch fucking block of wood right there attached to a fist. The fist isn't going to hit you before the block of wood hits you, because it's generally farther out. If you Google the Tonfa, you will see that the ship's farther out. It's at least 2.5, maybe an inch and a half at best. So I say 2.5 just to be safe measure because I'm a small guy. I got small arms. All right. As you can see, I am not very well built. Anyway, you know, you got your reach. So the Tonfa times the length of your arm is where you want that person if you aren't a strong fighter. So this is my arm, and that's the length. So stepping back a little bit so y'all can see. If he's that close to me, he's too damn close. All right? So boom. I don't even have to use my fist. I can just swing the whole Tonfa. Just come right at him. Bam! Now, before we go any further, please do not attempt any of this stuff without proper Tonfa training. Remember, these are commas, and I am simulating them as Tonfas. But I want you to understand that if you do not know how to use a Tonfa, do not just go pick up a pack of Tonfas and think that you're going to be an ace in a couple of days. No, you're going to need to work on it. Same thing with commas, which is why I tell you, when you gut them, you come back, and you gut them again. You don't gut them, come back, spin it around like that, and do some stuff, because that's movie shit. And movie shit will get your ass beat. Now, unless you're making a movie. So if you're making a movie, you stab the guy, come back, and do that. You know, it's going to look cool on camera. And in real life, you're not going to get the chance. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is do what you need to do to get out of the fight as fast as possible. Most fights only last 2 to 5 minutes, and if you throw Tonfas in there, it's not going to last that long. Because if you ever get hit, you hear how that sounds? Yeah, I can only take so many of them. And I probably can't take any of them to the dome. And we're not going to demonstrate that here because it would be really bad for me to knock myself out on a TikTok and Instagram live at the same freaking time. And though I love y'all, I'm not in love with you. So I'm not going to take one for the team. Sorry. But if you're going to learn how to fight with these things, you know, jab, 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 jab. I'm in a Wing Chun stance. All right? For boxing, it's a southpaw stance, but for Kung Fu, it's a Wing Chun stance. All right? Now, for anybody who's a martial artist gets on my case, I know. You don't have to tell me Tonfas are not for Wing Chun. But who says that? Who says that? Weapons can be used in any style. You just have to learn how to adapt them. Alright? So from the Wing Chun style, boom, boom. Same thing with Kempo, because this is a knuckle strike to your knuckles. You're going to punch, boom, boom. I can do some serious shit with a Tonfa using Kempo. I can do some serious shit. I can do some serious shit with a Tonfa using Wing Chun. Just because you don't know how to do it doesn't mean I don't know how to do it. So like for your base Wing Chun, let me put this down for a second. So your hands are here, you're open, boom, you know, same concept, boom, you know, block, strike, you know, or strike and block. You know, you can still do that. But whatever martial art you are using, there is no grand law, grand rule that says you can't use a Japanese weapon with a Chinese style. And if anybody's trying to enforce that on you, kick them in the nuts. That's right. Say what I said. Kick them in the nuts. If I want to use Kung Fu and use Japanese weapons, who's going to stop me? Nobody. Especially the guy that I use the weapons on. So you have to understand how that shit works. So Wing Chun, boom, boom. Kung Fu, same style. So low kick, boom. You know, but 9 to 10, if I'm using Wing Chun, I'm more than likely going to use the punching method first. So boom, block, boom, boom, boom. You know, I'm going to use what I have to do to adapt. Now let's say I'm in karate, boom, 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 boom. You see that? First one, boom, and I strike. Because karate teaches you block, counter, or block and counter. With the Tonfas, if I'm blocking this way, it's because I'm batting you to get you off your side because I'm switching styles. So I batted you to my right, and I'm going to hit you with my right. So I basically set you up to get hit. So boom, boom, and it also protects me and my center line. All right. Now let's say if I'm doing it Wing Chun style, boom, boom. That's a little bit easier for me than to do it karate style where boom, boom. Now either way it's good, but you got to find out what works for you. Boom, boom, which would be karate as well as Kung Fu, and then this would be just straight karate. Boom, boom. All right, so I'm blocking and I'm sending you. So I'm blocking your right jab. Boom, sync you that way to that. So if I want to do it simultaneously, you know, got to be ready. So for whatever martial art you use, whatever weapon you choose, there is no set law that says you can only use Wing Chun weapons for Kung Fu or Wushu, and there's no set law that says you can only use Okinawan weapons for Okinawan karate or any other martial art for that matter. When you have a weapon in your hand, you have a target. You better know how to use it. If you don't, someone's going to take these from you, and then they're going to use them on you. Which goes back to, don't bring weapons to street fights. Don't bring weapons to any fights. Anything that a person brings to a fight to use against you, you better know how to avoid, evade, snatch, and take back from them. This here, if it was a real one, this blade would be all I need. One good gash from here to here pretty much would end the fight. Problem is, who the hell am I fighting? Am I fighting another warrior like me who knows how to use these damn things? Am I fighting a warrior who's never been in a fight? Am I fighting a warrior who knows how to take these things from me, making me absolutely useless to have them? Because if he can take them from me, he's going to use them on me. I've never met a fighter who hasn't taken a weapon from somebody that they brought to a fight and refused to use it on. Now maybe in the movies because that honor thing might kick in, but most people don't bring shit to fucking fights for that very reason. Okay, quick bonus. We're gonna do the cane. We're not gonna do the cane on the people because this could be considered movie bullshit. Alright? So if I'm here and I'm here and I'm here, ain't either one of these guys getting me, especially that guy behind me. Alright? And this thing has legs. So I'm throwing it out scorpion style. I got him all day. But let's keep it in real time, in real life. If you have this weapon and somebody gets up on you, you deserve to have your ass beat. I'm sorry. I probably just pissed off a lot of people, but you ain't coming through there. Unless you are the Flash, you are not coming through there. You are not coming. Boom. Now, if you get past that, boom, there's a knee, then there's a chain. Tripping. Now, honestly, I would never ever really have to leave the ground to swing for the fences with this thing like there's no tomorrow. Now, same thing with showboats. If you're training at home, this is fine because you're at home. When you get ready to fight with these bitches, there's none of this. This is where your showboats need to be. Right here, right here, right here. Boom, 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 boom. Block, strike, strike. Boom, boom. If you don't do this shit, you are going to be in deep shit. You walk into a fight and you got your chobos and you're sitting here doing this all day. What happens when this happens? Now you're down to one. You've also probably got hit. Because instead of you doing what you're supposed to do with these things, you try to show off. We do not show off here. Except for these bees. Me. Try this and try that. I don't know if it's going to let any of you up. Hello, Brother Yeti. Why in the frack? These bugs are attacking the shit out of me. And yes, I have every intention on getting in the shower after this. I can't invite anybody up. I'm sorry. I don't know. My tablet's like a dick. But yeah. So before I end the live, alright, I want to go over some basic shit. Alright? So, for Kung Fu purposes, I'm pushing the damn invite. It's not happening. Okay. Woo. I don't know what the hell that is, but I'm glad I moved. Yeah, you stay here. Keep going. Yeah, go over here. Thank you. Big bug. I'm sure y'all can't see it, but I can see it. So, with Wing Chun, you know, depending on the version you've been taught, be sure to clarify there are more than one version of Wing Chun. Also, be sure to clarify that your body adapts to the style in which you are taking. Your job is never going to make it look like your teacher because your body is not your teacher's body. This is where teachers get pissed off because your shit don't look like their shit. Because they're idiots and they don't realize that you're not living in your body, you're living in yours. So, if you're throwing a left jab, that would be here, it's coming through the right side of my face. My best block, boom, boom, or grab, pull, snap, punch. So basically when I got here, I pull, now I have both hands. This hand is on your wrist, this hand is at your elbow. Snap, I just pushed your elbow through the other side, which means it's coming through here. You do a punch, boom. I can do it this way, I can do it this way. I like this way better because I can use this grip, snap it, and I can kick. Snap it, I can pull, I can elbow. Snap it, I can pull, I can elbow to the face. Snap it, I can pull, I can go down your arm into the throat. I can go down under the arm into the kidney. But two things are gonna happen. When I break this, you're gonna scream. Very fucking loud. You might not want the fight to continue, but I need to know that I'm going to put you down because you might Forrest Griffin my ass. For those who do not know Forrest Griffin from the UFC, who fought with a broken arm and still won that shit, broken in this area, by the way, you might still want to fight. So it just depends on how much warrior you have in you and how much I snapped out of you with that. So if I'm doing Wing Chun and I snap your arm, I have options. If I'm doing karate, but I'm in the southpaw stance because I'm left-handed. You're throwing a left jab because you're right-handed, and you're generally if you're left jabbing first because of natural selection of training. Boom, boom. So we're doing karate. Mine would be boom and then counter, which block and then you're blocking. You understand the situation here? I blocked you because this is you throwing, this is me blocking, this is me countering, this is you countering. Now, if we're doing the same karate skill, say we went to the same school, we learned the same shit for the last 10 years, it's going to continue to do that. Okay, I'm going to have to call him back. I'm going to end the live in a few minutes because that looks like that's a job call. So before we do that, understand your positioning in fighting is very, very, very fucking important. And you're going to need to know your position in fighting when you are fighting. Hopefully you'll have it set in your head beforehand, but understand every plan that you have in your head, when a real fight happens, it's out the window. Do not go with the plan in your head because sometimes the plan in your head will be wrong. So you don't want to do that. That being said, I am your host for Kung Fu Havoc #2, which is for Know You Guys, TikTok, and for Instagram. I'm Echo from Grey Wolf, aka James Jr. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have y'all today. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me in your life. And I gotta go because that was a job call. Ending that. I don't know how the hell this tablet's gonna work. Okay, ending that. Thank you guys for being here. And for you guys on YouTube, we are ending. All right.